Okay, so today's topic, Conversion Lab 22nd. We're going to be going through design and flow. That's something Josh asked the question. So I was going to talk about something else, but we'll talk about that today. So let's quickly move on to that now. I recently saw a design. I even shared a video in the Facebook group where someone made a leads hook decision tree look like a go high level form. Like it was an exact replica because he goes can you review my form, and I looked at it and I said, I don't think that's leads hook. Maybe he sent me the wrong link. And when I did inspect of the thing, I was like, oh well, correct, he actually has added in quite a bit of CSS to actually make it look like go high level. So anyway, so over the years I've seen quite a few designs. If you've got CSS skills, or you've got someone in the team who's got some serious CSS skills, you can pretty much make anything look like whatever you want. That's the whole point of making leads hook an open platform, which its advantage and also disadvantage that it's but designers that we've worked with, they love the code level. Basically, it just makes it so much faster and easier. And while it's not the most user-friendly experience for front-end users, it does end up making life easy for designers. We do have an update coming where WYSIWYG builder is coming very soon. So then everyone will be able to do the edits and stuff. Right, so today I wanted to cover just the design part. And so if you have a look, that's my DT. It's a tracking DT that gives the results. I believe the results at the end gives you a bunch of copy. I think we're using results. No, we're not in this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look. I'm just going to refresh this. And this one is being done almost like a chatbot style to make it a bit more conversational. And based on the data you put, we can calculate how much money am I losing. So it was more like what is your potential loss when it comes to tracking or not tracking well enough, right? So I just click my link there. This is how it works. Read the quickfire statements. Give me an answer that best suits your current setup. Firstly, I track entry on every page. Yes, I do. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, so let's say I pick that. I use fraud tracking. No, but I plan to. So there you go. I run my ads countrywide specific. So anyway, so on and so forth. I'm just going to go through and select a bunch of options that you may agree with or disagree with. And what is your current spend? So we calculate, let's say, I don't know, let's say you're doing $500,000 a month at the moment. And what is my tracking costing me? We've got some calculations here, and it works out that you're basically reducing your spend. There should be probably a 2 in here. And so on and so forth. So basically, yeah. So what we found was this is based on some internal stats. Some of it is based on geo-tracking stats. Some of it is combined research from Facebook that they have published. And essentially, if you're not blocking fraud or fake traffic, it's about 35% of the traffic is that. We have seen campaigns from places like YouTube where the fraud can be up to 90% some days. So but it seems to be across the platform. We're seeing about 30, 35, somewhere in that vicinity. Outside of geo area is about 30% of the traffic. This is based on those. Let's say you just want to do a US campaign or UK campaign or whatever. If you look at the geo data that's coming through, you're going to see up to 30% coming from outside the country. If you're using enhanced tracking and server-side tracking, Google and Facebook both report that you're gonna attribute 30% more conversions correctly. So therefore, it's able to do a better job of your audiences and so on and so forth. Right. So that's essentially, some of it is internal data, some of it is external data, and we do some calculations here. And you can see here, it's been designed pretty nicely. So how do we do that? Pretty simple. Just come on the scripts and go to, oh, this must have been really, really custom designed. I actually can't even work out how the design was done. I think this one was done purely from here, actually, because I remember talking to some of the team members to just do 3S. Yeah, so just basically picking and choosing the options inside the topography to set that up. The lines would have given the chat lines. That's the chat lines setup, and what that font size should look like, and so on and so forth, including the form input. I don't think there's much there. So Josh, hopefully
Probably
this is
something in header.
yes, hopefully this is a question you were asking. So the two places to do it obviously is here. And the other place to do it is here. So most of the designers that we work with, they usually just whack a whole bunch of CSS inside here.
Kind of, because this just allows you to customize the lead hook elements. It's more like, I know you talk about some people are doing like a full landing page setup, so you can see the testimonials and all that kind of proof
Cool.
elements.
Okay. Yeah. So the way to do that is twofold. So the one way they're doing it is this way. Is come here, and if I click the preview button and I open this up, what leads hook does and is forget that part there, but essentially it's your first node here. It actually opens this up, so you can actually have any CSS designer come here and just add in, go to HTML mode, and copy and paste whatever CSS you want, and that'll build the entire page out, fully responsive too. And so that's what's happening. They're putting it here, and the same thing is happening here for your footer content, so your testimonials, your whatever else there is. Just get any competent designer, or you may even get something in ChatGPT and just whack it straight away. It respects whatever you put in, copy and paste. Custom CSS with HTML, and that's going to put it right there. Now that'll remain consistent across all of your content, so that'll show up here. But the one thing that you want to do if you ever run this campaign, if you ever is to always if you embed, especially, make sure you have not turned this thing off. Now what auto scrolling enabled does is it optimizes. So let's say if I pick, I'm just going to pick that there. It actually will drop the lead on the next page, especially on a mobile device, exactly at this spot here. So it'll actually, after the because think about it, the content you got above your decision tree, or where you want to give your input, anything below that is only really useful for the first node. After that, you actually want to just like get rid of it, or not have it so visible. And so on mobile devices, or on any device for that matter, we actually land the person right above here, right above there, I should say, so they can see the progress bar and they see this. So on a mobile device, you really just imagine it sort of pops up a little bit sort of like the mobile device will show up here. So they really are just working with the main stuff that you want them to work with, and nobody really sees that top in the bottom bit. And so once you've done that, anyway, save your changes, publish it, and you'll basically end up seeing the version that's obviously in preview mode. You'll see that the above the fold part and below the fold part here. I'll see if I can show you another example. Looks like Josh has dropped off. Let me see if I can bring that up here. Oh, there we go. I think that's the one. Either it's this one or this one. Right, direct link. Like so. No, once again, let me check the other one. Yep. Okay, cool. So in this case here, we built the entire page inside leads hook, and this then redirects to the second page, which is the actual DT itself. So that actually is a landing page that's built inside leads hook itself. And how has that been done? We actually used the custom page node. So one of our designers just copied and pasted all of the HTML and CSS. Nice and simple. So just, yeah, and that takes all that stuff, basically builds that, just like any other HTML editor. And the reason why we opted for this option, we've got a page builder coming up because we always had an issue with page speed. So every builder we ever worked with, as soon as you have the artifacts to drag and drop, the ease of use was inversely related to page speed. So the more sort of the more WYSIWYG you made it, the less of the page speed was. But as we moved from V1 to V2 and we learned a lot about how to speed things up, we ensured we from that learning we were able to say, okay, cool. Now we can take that learning that we've got to optimize how our page builder will be built, and that's what we've working on now. So hopefully we should release that in the next couple of weeks for everyone to start having a WYSIWYG builder with like a 90+ Google PageSpeed score. Right. So that's
great.
Yeah,
So
so
in the
that's
next 2 weeks, right?
yeah, in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, so we already got an alpha version working internally. Just a few things haven't been optimized yet. So once it's optimized, we'll release that very quickly with probably a beta or an alpha label, so you can start playing around with it. It's got AI built in, so you can actually say, hey, listen, can you write copy about ABC? It'll just write out the content for you. That it may not be the best content, but at least you don't see a blank page, and then you can start optimizing it from that point on. So it's not obviously it's not meant to be Gary Halbert copywriter, but just like ChatGPT or any other AI you got at the moment, it prevents you from looking at a blank page. It's something very similar, except now you don't have a blank page on design. You don't also have a blank page. We even got a design tool built in, so that way you can say, hey, listen, put a solar panel. It'll give you a bunch of examples for solar panels. You can go ahead and select that and make that your background image. So yeah, it makes idea to live much faster. And even if it's not optimal, if you're not the world's best copywriter, you don't have to worry about hiring a copywriter. Just go live, run it for 2-3 days. You might start getting some feedback about where people are dropping off, and then you can take that information and then start optimizing your funnel from that point onwards, and then delay the decision of spending the big dollars by hiring a human. Just let the ease stuff take care of most of the things for you. Right, so I think that's all I had to say about the features in the design side. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and feel free to ask any questions you might have. I'm not sure what happened to Josh. I think he just dropped off. That's okay. He'll probably jump back on later. If you have any questions, Marco, feel free to.
Yeah. Not much. I real appreciate your work, and I really appreciate the platform. The landing page builder will be like something I'm waiting for, because I don't like to hook different softwares and different, I mean, embed and things like that. So it will be easier to deploy funnel and have everything running.
Correct. Yeah. So about the only thing we won't do is do the credit card charging part, because for that we need a CRM and all that sort of stuff, invoicing functionality. But if someone's interested in that, if they bug us enough saying, hey man, can you just add like invoice processing as well, like a Stripe integration or something, they're not difficult things to do because we've got the infrastructure to build it in. But the best part is that you can actually build any custom funnel that you want, even if you want to use a node as a page. So we've got people inside LeadZook who are using LeadZook as a funnel builder, and what they're doing is they've got these custom pages. They basically add multiple pages like this, and so what they've done is they've pretty much replicated like a ClickFunnels type funnel directly inside LeadZook itself, just by custom coding those pages. So it's pretty cool how in the ways in which people have been starting to use it. So if that, while obviously we don't have an add to cart functionality, all that stuff, but if there's a need for that sort of thing, then people can reach out to us, and we're more than happy to add that in. End of the day, this is a user derived platform. All of the features you see inside LeadZook have come from a conversation just like this, where you're sharing your views about what you're looking to do, or someone has asked for something via a support ticket or in a Facebook group or something. So that's what we're here for. We're here to kind of add make your life faster, easier, and cheaper to do business. And we're always open to feedback. So yeah. Okay. So that should be coming very soon.
Okay, Nick. So I have to hop on another call now, but
okay,
no problem.
Appreciate
you taking time.
Hey, no worries, man. Anytime. Thanks for jumping on the call. I'll do this every week. So if there's a question next week, jump on, same time, same place.
Okay. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
No worries. Cheers. Bye for now. Yeah. Marco only had one question, so he got his question answered and he took off.
Cool.
So it's just me and you.
I dropped off just as you're answering my question.
Okay, yeah, cool. Right. So let me go back and just review that. Let me see if I'm on the right page here. Yep, cool. Right. So what I was sharing, I'll see if I can bring up. So that's the full lander. I was sharing with. Let me see if I can. I think it's this one and this one. All right. So what I'm sharing is that this page you see here, this whole thing, is made from just that. And the reason why originally we did it this way is for page speed, because obviously we found that that each time you add a WYSIWYG type of functionality, the more easier you make it, or the more functionality you add in the easiness, the more you drop page speed. But since optimizing for page speed in version 2, we've learned a lot about how to account for that. So that's why our new page builder will not necessarily have any page speed issues. In fact, we did some pretty cool things with before. When you publish it, it removes all the CSS not being used, and it looks to see if the JavaScript you've added in is actually required, and it removes it, and all that kind of sort of a little bit of fancy stuff behind in the back end as you go live. But that's what that whole, just that much copy, or that much code, I should say, it prints all this. So you can actually literally have your first page, your lander, sitting like this as one of these pages, as a custom page, which is the one on the left hand side here, custom page like that. And you can then
I don't see custom. Where's custom page?
Right here, this one here, the first one, that one there.
I don't see anything there.
That
Are you showing, is it a different screen? I can see that now. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I shared the wrong screen. Yeah, I'm sorry, I shared the wrong screen.
That's fine.
Cool. All right,
that's right.
There you go. Okay. So anyway, there you go. So that is custom pages here.
Okay, I can see custom pages.
That one there. You drag and drop, and all it just does is just gives you a place to put your code. So we built this because we had someone who's doing solar, and they were doing satellite imagery based on the address. So you would do the address, and then we would show the satellite image of the house. And so we were like, you know what? It's something we will never add in, because someone wants solar for their house, someone wants some other satellite for something else. Like there can't be features. What's the best way to make it where because to add something like that as a feature is a lot of development cost, and then you're only going to have like 5 guys using it. So there's no ROI for us.
It's an edge case.
Right. But can we give you a way to achieve the same outcome that maybe requires, that requires maybe, in fact, it might even be faster actually, because you're dealing at code level. And so we built this, and that has been a phenomenal success for people who are adding in sort of any of their custom stuff they want. So we've got someone right now who is adding in kind of like, you select your power bill, you select this, you select that, and you select a whole bunch of options, and they're all little sliders, but they've all been done as just custom code. You grab all the data, and all you got to do is just do a DT set field. It saves everything into the back end, and then immediately move on to into the decision tree. And now you use the rest of LeadsHook how you would with your name, address, phone number, and any calculated fields you want to have, and so on and so forth. So any outside the box type stuff, because if we build as a feature, then each time you come to us saying, hey, I would like this, I'll say to you, hey, I'll deliver in 4 months, because obviously we got to put it back into our development cycle. Or this way, you don't even have to come to us. All you need is just, any competent developer knows a little bit of JavaScript, CSS, and HTML, which is basically most of the people on Upwork. You can just grab one of those guys to quickly build this out for you. All you need is an external library that is doing all the bits and pieces, and that's it. And just put it right in here. So in fact, so much so that we have someone who want to use the Google the address API, but they wanted to do some really custom stuff with it. And I said, well, we'll probably never add that in because no one's going to use it, but you can come here and add it yourself, just like every other. And so he did, and he's like, no. At the end, he realized like it's like the basic version we have is, or not the basic version with the few bells and whistles, did just an equal job of what he did with custom coding. So that's what its main purpose was. But subsequently, we've seen people are building entire landers with it. Now so that's one option. You build a full lander and you click the button, it moves into the second node. The other way to do it is obviously to add in the custom code like so. So if you go into any decision tree and you go preview, like so, it gives you this. Forget the chatbot thing. It gives you this ability to add CSS there and right at the bottom. Let me just load up first, and right at the bottom part there. There you go.
So how do you
And-
get to this?
Oh, it's in preview mode. So as soon as you're in preview mode, it gives you type content here. So just show you that again, the preview.
Is this new or?
That's it. No, this is preview right there. And you open the preview
Yeah,
up.
well, that is this new? Is this new or has this been there for a while?
It's been there for about 6 months now.
Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
getting the ability to edit on mine.
No, you're probably not in preview mode. Just make sure you're in preview mode.
I just clicked on preview mode.
V1 or V2?
V2.
Okay. Right. All right, I'll stop recording. Share your DT, man. Is in your the URL.
can do.
I'll
Screen.
record again. And so so we're hoping by the end of the month it should be there. It's more just lots of little niggly things to iron out so that So for example, when you go V1 to V2 convert, someone has put like lots of CSS, and the CSS library we use in version 2 is much thinner. It's only like, I think it's like 9 kilobytes or something, like super fast, and which obviously doesn't exist in V1. And so you need a developer to go, okay, well, version 1 we use this CSS class, in version 2 we're going to use that. It's really just copying and pasting a new class, and everything just starts working. And for most people, it's literally 5 or 6 copy and paste stuff. But they see the page, oh my god, it broke, everything's it's buggy. It's not buggy. It's just that it's just you obviously using a different CSS library, so there will be some differences there. But the fixing is literally like a 5-minute job. Actually, it's not that complicated for most people. And then that's it. Yeah, just go live or use the experiments feature and go live pretty much straight away. I had someone report to me. They've been running it parallel, like V1 embedded, V2 embedded, and he said, "Yeah, we got a 30% improvement in lead cost because of paid speed and GTM." I'm because you also added GTM, so obviously it's not a like-for-like comparison because version 2 is the tracking is so much better. So I think it's some partially to do with tracking and paid speed and all of the above. Well, whatever it was, he got like a 30% or so bump on it, which is a nice win considering for $49 extra. And the guy spends $500,000 a month.
If you're getting anyone complaining, just fire them.
Yeah, we had a bit of pushback. I can't believe we doubled the price. I'm like, we haven't doubled the price. We've gone back to the original price. Yeah. All right. Someone's joined us here.
Is that Tariq?
Hey guys,
Hey Tariq, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks, bro. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. Where you from?
London, yeah.
London, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You're still based in Sydney, right?
I'm sorry?
You're still based in Sydney?
I am based in Sydney, yeah. So it's about 12:45 a.m.
12:45. So like past midnight.
Past midnight, yeah, past midnight.
Jesus.
This is the hours I work.
Dedicated. Love it.
Yeah.
It's the best hours. The other thing I was going to ask was the update that was happening earlier this week around Facebook audience stuff.
Yeah, so I had a look and I said we can definitely improve Microsoft, we can improve Twitter, we can improve TikTok as well. So I've just let the devs know what those edits are. So I'm hoping hopefully by in the next day or two that should be done. So just give me another day or two.
Yeah,
Because when I was looking at it, I was like, we can update all of the platforms simultaneously. So I just went ahead and just updated all of them. It's the most time-consuming part is reading the documents. It's you gotta go back to the original docs. Go, and so anyway, so that's done. Oh, we've got maybe Tariq dropped off. So yeah, so that's not too far off. As soon as that happens, I'll make an announcement.
I just dropped back on with a different account, I think.
Okay.
That's right. Cool. Very cool.
But Tariq, you had any questions?
Not from my side, just kind of keen to learn as we go along, try and get confident with what other people are doing, challenges, all that sort of thing, and then just try and go from there.
Oh, well, if you have any solar questions, feel free to ask Josh.
Oh yeah.
He might not give you the answer, but he might know the answer, but not give you the answer. Yeah, I don't
Actually,
make it.
you said something interesting earlier about the rooftop. What API are they using to call that?
Oh, that, yes. Let me see if I can bring it up. This is the US market. So you're running traffic in the US?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool, right. All right, so solar roof. Let me see if I can bring it up. Solar roof satellite image API. It's this one here. It's a Google one, actually. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. That's the one. It's one of these ones, man. You'll have to excuse my my on near map. I can't remember what exactly we used, but essentially it's one of these ones. So I'll just drop them in the in the comment here, in the chat, I should say. So what it does, you get the address, and the address gives you like the picture of the roof, and the person will select the roof. And so just like how Google Maps works, the bulk of the setup is on the Google side. Then you just have the API key and you just add that inside LeadsHook, and that is how that one was worked. Yeah, so there you go. Maybe it was this one. I'll just add all of them. So what it does, you put the address in, and yeah, that's it. There you go. Let's watch the video.
As we map the paths to a sustainable future, we know we need to harness the sun to get there. Partners accelerate solar solutions around the world. It offers extensive data coverage available in over 40 countries, with information on more than 320 million buildings.
So what happens is they select the roof, and then you grab the ID of that roof and you pass it to your client. Obviously, it would mean that the client has capability to go read that, because then they look at the slope of the roof and all that kind of stuff. So they can do quotes or good guesstimates, maybe, or maybe even quotes directly without ever visiting the site. So it lent itself to building an automated funnel where you can just add the address in and we'll give you a quote right away. The issue was that the lead gen I was working with, that they couldn't get the client to not take the risk, but that would be the next step. So to do it. Plus, I don't know how accurate Google's own data is in terms of, because obviously with AI, it can work out the slope and all that kind of stuff. And so that way, and this is another Google project. I'll see if I can do this one actually.
Even if it gives you more data for the consumer as they're going through the funnel.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Yeah. So it may have been this one, man. Listen, you're gonna have to excuse my my ignorance here as to which one it was, but the campaign didn't work. Actually, it was a little bit. It was a little bit too personal. It was a little bit too finicky to do it. So I think it's great for doing quotes. I'm just not sure whether it lends itself to lead gen. As in, it's great for sales, but not good for lead gen. Or at least back when we tested it, it wasn't. I don't want to say that that's going to happen for everything you ever do.
If you can pull back the picture of the roof as they go into the next node, that would be interesting by itself.
Yeah. So what we did was we had something like this. I'll just show you. We added in, I believe it was the custom page node. We added that in. They give you the API credentials in the library. You put that in here, and so the prior node was the address. And so we send that into the library. It brings back the images of the area, and then the person will go select the roof that they were gonna. For example, I go and select like that roof or something, and so that immediately works out what the roof is. And when they click it, we save the longitude, latitude, and I don't know whatever else there was into custom fields, and then we pass that to the as part of the lead distribution to the client. So then they know exactly the longitude and latitude. But I'm not sure whether the imagery was for the longitude latitude only, or whether they actually wanted the image. Because if that's the case, then you can actually get an address these days and just make another API call and bring back the longitude and latitude, and therefore you don't really need to do this part. So I think that solution came out to be a better solution than just trying to get people to click the roof of their own, because it is a little bit weird, right? It's like, I just met this guy, I don't know, I'm giving him my roof address, and they might be comfortable giving you the address, but they're not comfortable clicking on their roof. So there may have been some behavioral concerns around it, some psychological concerns around it, rather than purely technical. I think it wasn't a tech issue. It was more just maybe asking for the kids' names or something. In some funnels it might not work. Anyway, just so long story short, the campaign, the tech worked really well, but the campaign didn't quite work out. Having said that, I was not involved in the marketing of the side of it. I was only involved in the helping them set up the tech. So maybe there could have been improvements that were done on the funnel itself to pre-position the selection. So sort of almost like pre-framing the selection. So you could say something like, people who select their roofs, allows us to get a better installer to your site much faster, because they can study your roof before they arrive on your site, so that they're able to give you a much faster quote, better quote, cheaper quote, whatever. So I think if we had positioned the selection of the roof with respect to something like that, then I think we may not have seen, or they may not have seen any drop in response.